In the role of challenger, Evander Holyfield will enter the ring first, attempting to become the fourth former heavyweight champion to regain the title. Floyd Patterson against Ingemar Johansson in 1960. Muhammad Ali against George Foreman in 1975. Him, the new trainer, Emanuel Stewart. For so long, such a familiar face in the sport, trainer of many terrific fighters out of his Kronk Gymnasium in Detroit, most notably Thomas Hitman Hearns, who scored a one-round knockout over Andrew.
I think Larry, you asked the wrong question.
You asked the wrong guy. That's just what I'm saying.
You know, some guys just know how to live better. They have greater imaginations.
But he tells you want to put the kitchen in the bedroom, what he intends to do, huh?
Well, it's something that...
The challenger, the former champion, Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield weighs in at 217 pounds.
A clue to what will happen tonight. If Evander Holyfield can throw twice as many jabs as he did last time, that will mean he's following his battle plan to do more boxing and less slugging.
Rules of the bout from our unofficial ringside.
WBA as supervisor ringside, Dr. Elias Cordova Jr. The scoring for this bout will be done on a 10-point must system, and the three judges assigned at ringside will be Jerry Roth, Chuck Jampa, and Patricia Jarman. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks with red trim and weighing in at 246 pounds. He's also an Olympic medalist.
When as good, it will be, as 1993 goes, a memorable fight. One thing I got to tell you that's a pleasure for me about this, as Bowe cuts Holyfield with two overhand rights to start the fight. But George Foreman, a heavyweight championship to a bit of a war.
Riddick Bowe has made the awful mistake of going out there at that kind of weight, wasting that much energy too quick.
It made the first round tougher for him.
Yeah, he should forget they've ever fought before and go out there and set it all up with the left jab.
You want to start setting your man up with the jab. Double the jab. He's counting on every jab you throw. Double your jab. Feint and stick. Either feint and stick or double the jab. And keep the pressure. Try to keep the pressure on it.
Okay.
Keep right and takes one in return.
But believe me, Bowe got the worst of that exchange.
Mills Lane warning Bowe about holding and hitting.
On a counter right hand. If he catches Bowe, he's going to drop him. Bowe should just stick with his left jab until the 4 or 5 rounds and open up with the right hand later.
That was Bowe who landed the right hand. That one missed a little short. For all these years to go to Evander's corner and listen to Emanuel Stewart instead of George Benton and Lou Dupa. Right hand over the top by Bowe. I'm reminded of the phrase that Howie Long used to describe playing against Marcus Allen. The jab, taking a left there and complaining to Mills Lane that Holyfield had tried to glove him in the eye. It is Evander who throws combinations. Bowe throwing one punch at a time.
Later in the round, some good inside shots by Bowe. Bowe is an extremely well-schooled, polished big man. I don't think I've ever seen a big man as polished as Bowe is.
When Evander leans in like this, he is susceptible to that uppercut, George.
That's right. That's the bread and butter punch for Riddick Bowe, is that uppercut.
They trade leather at close quarters. And a left hand for Holyfield. And they swing and swing after the bell. And look at this.
Hey, these guys want to fight.
Punch round for Bowe, who seems a little out of gas now as the fifth begins.
Just came in a little too big around the midsection for that kind of fighter. He doesn't have a good straight punch. He wings on top, and it burns you out too quick.
And that cut left hand stuns Holyfield and knocks him back. Evander recovers rapidly, as he always has.
I think the big mistake was to allow Bowe to go through with this fight in that kind of condition. Overconfidence.
Holyfield trying to join Muhammad Ali. And Floyd Patterson as two big-name fighters in the history of the sport to regain the heavyweight championship after having lost it. Jim Witherspoon accomplished the field. And another one. Bowe standing still at center ring and taking it. That right hand landed flush for Holyfield.
The way to keep your respect, Holyfield should be concentrating on it, because if he continues to deliver accurate shots to Riddick.
I got it. You got that, sir?
Harold Letterman, how do you have the score, the fight scored so far?
Larry, I've still got Riddick Bowe on top, 4 rounds to 2. 58-56 in the points. I thought Riddick Bowe was very, very busy in the first quarter.
The jab.
Someone has said,
And somebody in a
the
parachute.
thing so dangerous about this, it wasn't only a parachute, he's got some motorized
Exactly.
band on there.
It's a heavy,
cut up a lot of people.
it's a heavy capsule under that parachute with a motorized attachment. There could have been a propeller there for all we know, George. And if nobody has been hurt and came right down. Well, this guy is going to wind up in the Slammer in Vegas tonight, and with doggone good reason.
What charges, I wonder?
What charges?
Yeah.
Doing an outrageous.
We're going to stop the action now to take a look back at the effects of what became a 20-minute delay. How did it disturb the momentum of the two fighters? We'll get to that in a moment. But first, a look at how the melee was brought under control eventually by Las Vegas police, only after the parachute later that he worried for a while that this would redound to his disadvantage. He began thinking negatively, and it took a special effort on his part to re-energize himself, to be assertive when the fight began again. Larry Merchant, you called it the single most bizarre event you'd ever seen at a boxing match. I don't
Fatigue before. I have to assume that this is going to help him. What do you think, George?
I think so. The rest always benefit the punches. Like Reggie Jackson, you swing out, you take a rest, come back the next inning and get another home run. But for the boxer, he gets into a group.
Ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves a round of applause.
You look good. That's what I want to see. Them beautiful little legs, just like you're moving in and out. Okay, everything off of your bounce. Looking good. Good
Shot. Why give him that opportunity?
Well, I'm not so sure you're correct, George, because remember, Harold Letterman, after 6 rounds, had Bowe ahead 4 rounds to 2.
Yeah, but I see, and this crowd sense that Holyfield's got this fight in his hand. Now, of course, we're not sure if he leans in with all his power or if he doesn't. So just do the punches and get out of the way.
George, do you
Holyfield.
think blood on your opponent helps you win a decision?
Not at all.
You don't think it affects the judge?
No, Larry Holmes put blood on Evander Holyfield, and they'll
Bowe, one above the left eye and one above the bridge of the nose. As they begin round number 9, 2/3 of the way through the fight. Punches in round 8. Bowe landing more. Holyfield a higher percentage. Both men punching accurate. Staying in, becoming a target. Bowe starting to heat up. Now Riddick loses a little steam and paws with the jab instead of sticking it hard as he did earlier in the round.
I've got an 86-85 Riddick Bowe, 5 rounds to 4. I thought Riddick Bowe pulled out the last round, the 9th round at the very end. I just think it's a very, very close fight. Certainly, I thought that Evander Holyfield won rounds 5 through 8.
forward. He shouldn't fall forward once he does it.
Clean jab, snapping Bowe's head back. Holyfield much the sharper puncher so far in round 10. Bowe landed a right inside.
You better be careful. Bowe is trying to use every dirty trick in the book. Over again.
He gives Bowe a chance to come back with an uppercut of his own. Holyfield leaning forward against the major power of Riddick Bowe. That uppercut and knocking Bowe's mouthpiece out with a left.
On Holyfield, talking about him, saying cruel things, and you'd be surprised the public just doesn't like that all the time.
To say nothing of Holyfield.
Holyfield marshaled his anger. He never went back at Bowe in those news conferences when Riddick called him a jug.
Fool around with desperate guys like this. There's that right hand just inches away from being on the target by Riddick Bowe.
Conventional wisdom that Evander Holyfield no longer had the fire to fire back like this against a big young champion.
Cruise through it. he loses this round, he could lose his chance to become part of history.
George, he's never cruised through a round in his life. He just hit Bowe with the biggest right hand of the night, and Riddick came back with one of his own.
Yeah, he tried to cruise a little bit. He better try to win.
Both fighters looking as though they'd like to have a knockout. Crowd rises to its feet. For the second year in a row, they fought the fight of the year. And now, with the crowd still wobbly and shaking off the effects from that stunning event when the parachutist landed on the apron, with the two fighters reeling from the battle in Whitfield, and tonight he was all of that. Moments after the decision, Larry Merchant had the chance to speak with both the returning champion and the deposed one.
Evander, congratulations. You tell me in your word it a second time.
Well, you know, my outlook now is to get home and get to church, and, you know, and be able to thank the Lord before all the people, let everybody know that, you know, it's not I, it's that Jesus that gave me.
Loses the heavyweight title, and in his 35th fight, he has his first loss. His future changes somewhat. Final Punch That numbers paint a fascinating picture of what happened in the ring.